Records, George Michael, anything.
That's my boy!
Wimp.
I don't know why, but something is wrong.
Rule Britannia.
The TV is crazy and the truth has gone. I might be crazy, but I think we're done. There are people out there who are adverse to fun.
Communism is king.
It's on your news, even your neighbor has been here. You can see it on YouTube. It's time to shine a light on all the things they don't want you. Tom Generation Next, oh, it's what's coming next. Tom Generation Next.
Commander Worf, but don't be a cunt.
I'm having such a good time.
Kill everyone on the bridge.
Having a ball.
Fuck you, Mr. Rascal.
My name is Owen Jones, a renowned drama queen, pseudo-intellectual and champagne socialist.
That's for B4.
What can I do? People know the truth.
Shut the fuck up.
That's why we gotta shine a light. Oh, shine a light, shine a light. We gotta shine a light, oh, yeah. Together forever, yeah. Tom's Generation Next, oh, it's what's coming next. Tom's Generation Next, yeah. Tom's Generation Next, the only channel, Zero News and now. Tom's Generation Next, we're gonna shine a light with you. Generation X.
Tom Fury, Zero News, thanks for coming. Listen, I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not going to quite be my normal self today, and a bit low production, because honestly, I'm thinking, do I want to be part of this shit anymore? Do I really want to be part of this shit anymore? And if you want to know why, it's very simple. Because of, information comes in daily to me. Daily. Of people on our own side fucking with each other. To the point of taking food out of their children's mouths, or to the point of putting people in a situation that they don't need to be in. Like stupid shit, all based on assumption or just a petty need to mess with people, or a petty jealousy they have, or whatever. It's like this doxing thing, same thing, all up to those kind. How is this? When was this okay? When did this start being okay? If we are all the front line, online at least, then we're all fucked. Completely fucked. I don't know about you, but I want to ask you a question. And unfortunately I'm on prison, which means I'm not going to see all... Good morning, guys. I'm not going to see all of your answers, unfortunately, but still want to ask you a question anyway. When you come to this channel, and channels like mine, because there are others like it, beep, 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 beep. There are others like it. Do you come beep, beep, primarily for the authenticity, or do you come because you've got this growing sense that you're being goat herded into making a choice you didn't ask for, into answering a question you don't remember being asked, into being asked to pick a side you wasn't aware was even really there. And I fucking hate being goat herded. There's too much to say, and if I really let go, I'll be here all fucking day, and I'll be naming and shaming, and then I'll be no better than any other fucker, would I? So there's no point. There's no point. What I say is, as always, there's some good people out there. Shout out to all the usual people who've helped me on the way up, still going up, obviously. And yeah, really appreciate everybody. But there's some people out there that are just... Okay, let's start with a grift idea. Let's just make it easy. Everybody on YouTube's a grifter. The end. That's it. Me included. The end. Now what else? Because it's just... I'm waiting for these truth bombs to go off. It doesn't matter what format they land in. They don't really have the impact, do they? They should. They should, but the thing is with a truth bomb, it has to be loaded with truth for it to have the impact. I'm sick of, I see what's going on. And it's obvious it's that few people with that certain ideology, like me. I'm trying to question Israel because they got fucking things they aren't need to answer for. Same as certain other countries. But there's a certain other group of people that have got a real grudge against every single Jew. I'm not one of them. So they don't like me for that. They call me certain names that they think are insulting. On the other side, never catch me calling myself a fucking Zionist. And I couldn't give a toss what happens in Israel. They go fuck themselves too. But I'm not an enemy of the Jews. I'm just not a friend of Israel. Why would I be? Why would I be? That's the more the question, isn't it? That's more the question. So I don't walk. I don't sit on a fucking fence. Do I? I'm calling out those which should be called out, which is all of these countries. They've all got a stake in our country, and that's because of our own leaders have sold us out. These are the facts. We're up against everything. The chances of success here are next to nothing, if I'm honest. Sue, here, now, don't fuck with me. Sorry, come here. You're not going to ruin this. Come here. Here, no, here. That's it, stay with Dad, good girl. And I am sick to death of us being pushed into one camp or the other camp, or, oh, we'll only follow you if you believe this, or only follow you if you believe that. Fuck you. Do you see what's happening? Do you see how we're being steered towards reform? Right, the party that everybody has been slating for the last year, at least. Now all the reform voters are coming out of nowhere. And I mean, they are coming out of nowhere. I'm seeing them on certain YouTube posts, they're coming out of nowhere. Suddenly there's all this reform support. Are they real? Are they bots? I do not know. I truly don't know. I don't know. What I can tell you is I've seen it. It's real. It's real. I can show you. And I feel like... And listen, it doesn't mean that people have to have bad intentions to get bad results, right? Do they? So I'm not even going to accuse anybody of having bad intentions. But here's the fucking fact. If we're being steered by, whether it's UTK or whether it's anybody else, towards Farage, if we are, or if, again, it may not be them, but whoever, because there's people doing it. I can see it. What does Farage represent? He represents the Conservative Party under another name, yeah? DEI and everything else. Right? He represents capitulation. But what they're selling it as is the centre ground. The centre. It is the centre politics, but right now, centre politics isn't what it was. It's not I don't know if it's applicable for the times. Because, right, and the other thing as well is, it's a bit like the way we sometimes attack people on the far right. Why are people coming in from the centre pretending to be on the right? If they're so morally righteous and if they're here with good faith intentions, then why would they pretend to be right wing only to then reveal that they're actually centre? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just be honest about who you are? That's the first prerequisite of getting people's trust. Like, be honest about what you believe. If you change your beliefs, that's fine, but it's not what you did. You pretended to be something you're not. And we've seen a lot of people do this and be ousted for it. And again, it wasn't really their beliefs so much people hated on it, was the fact that they were hiding them. You know, that was what pissed people off more, I think. It was, you know, it was for me. If you tell me your beliefs, at least I know where you stand. So I feel like we are being goat herded into reform, because the odds of an election this summer are worth a punt at the, if you're a gambler, let's put it that way, well worth it. So not only would people get to claim glory for that, but it means at the moment, the way, if the polls are telling any truth, it means it would be a 2-horse race, and it would be Reform and Green Party, in which currently the Green Party would probably get a massive win. So that's what they might have caused for the country. But if the right came out to vote, they would only really have Reform to vote for, or the vote would be totally split because everybody would be so angry, and we'd lose that way. A long time ago, me and some other creators who may not want to be associated with this video, which is why I'm not going to name anybody, talked to you about people monetizing misery. And I feel there's many people out there, and I'll tell you what, it's not just the people pointing at the big event. Sorry, it's not just the people in the big event or in the big tent, if you want to call it that, you should be worried about. You should be worried about some of the people pointing at it, because they're playing exactly the same game in reverse. And it leads to exactly the same results. Moolah! Right? It's all subversion. And I tried to tell you ages ago, people are monetizing misery because they don't give a fuck. Listen to what people say. There's certain people out there now that claim to care about the truth, but they have no real beliefs, like, about this country. None. They don't care about this country. They don't care about us survival. They don't care about nothing. People think they're going to drag us to the centre ground so that we can get back to some kind of status quo. What status quo do they think they're going back to? The old Conservative years, the old Tory years. Literally, Starmer has taken us out of even that possibility. So even if you did want to go back to slower conversion of the country, you know, where we're all sort of gradually getting used to being completely murdered and sorry, I shouldn't say that, completely replaced, yeah, but you know, a slower rate and all this other shit, that's a goner. Like Starmer's sped certain things up in a way as, yeah, he's created momentum now. He's created serious momentum behind some things. And yes, so there's no going back to the status quo. There's no going back to the middle and just putting your head in the sand and hoping for the best. That's not how this is going to... We've tried that for about 40 years and it didn't work. And what I'd see is a lot of people claiming to talk for the country. I can only talk for me and hope that other people resonate. Yeah, and my own feelings for my country. I'm not going to tell you how you should feel about your country. Who the fuck am I? What I tell you is that I can't keep doing this. Like, again, some of the people on the right, the things that they do to each other, if you only knew. And it gets me down. Because I think, if you're the people I'm fighting shoulder to shoulder with, what hope have we got? If this is who I'm fighting for, what's the point? And I know that's not fair, because I've got all these really cool people that come on my channel and treat me really decently and have such good arguments, such good points, such good natures. So it's not fair of me to all right, mate, it's not fair of me to say that, because it is still a minority of people. But it just makes me sick. And people are still prepared to buy into narratives. They think they're awake. If you wake up, if you think you're awake because you've woken up from the BBC or whatever else, and then run into the first cult of belief that you find, you're not awake. You've just gone from one type of sleep to another. Being awake is realising, probably firstly, you know fuck all and you're alone. It's the first bit of awakening you've got. Not, oh, I'm with this big group of people and we all feel fucking hard because we've had a couple of beers. And it's not a great feeling. It's an awesome feeling. But my point being is, I just feel we're being goat herded. I'm not saying by anybody in particular, because the thing of it is, I don't know. Like, that would be going out on a limb to accuse people. And I mean, there are some people. See, even I'm being careful about my words, and I shouldn't be. Okay, there are some. No, fuck that. There are some non-UTK associated people who are definitely trying to subvert things. With the UTK grab for the politicians to come on stage, I do not believe that they planned that. I think that they are just taking advantage of the situation, which I think is a good, smart move, to be honest. So yeah, but it's still subversion. It's subversion from both sides, and I just think, yeah, I don't know, and I'm worried. I'm worried. It's a setup with reform. At the same time, don't get me wrong. It's a good gesture and everything else, but there may be. I mean, Tommy knows this. There may be certain politicians that just wouldn't turn up because of who the event's hosted by, and if that reflects badly on them, that's probably not cool. So I don't know. I don't know who this. But it's not really the UTK I want to have a go at, because I don't really think that's the point. Because I don't really think they can cause an election. What's going to cause an election is the things that are actually about to happen. So again, I'm being distracted by something that's not really the point. Again, people should just go enjoy their day. I've got no problem with the event going on. The point being is that whoever's doing it, we're being goat herded. And if we get, you know, people are already doing their best to chop Restore down, which we knew would happen. But if you look at it as well, like, the one way you could make sure that this battle was won in terms of politically checkmate would be to throw that early election, and to make sure that the wrong party got in, and then you've just nailed it, haven't you? You've just got the final hard work out of the way. Think of it. Does any of you think that this country, if, let's say, we had a general election in August, does any of you think if Reform or if the Green Party got in power, do you think the future would get better under either of those? And when I say get better, I don't necessarily mean quality of life, because that may, you know, that's arguable at the best of times. I mean, do you think the problems that we've got would be even attempted to be solved? And what I'm seeing at the moment that also makes me not want to be part of all this is just the monetizing of misery. There are people quite happy for us to stay exactly where we are right now, for things not to improve. because it's good content. Because it's good to slag each other off and make content, and they're happy to live in that space. Because it's lucrative, sorry. And it makes you feel a bit alone, because, well, it does, it just does. They want to monetize midgets, therefore we're not on the same side. Because I'm looking forward to seeing all this in the past. I want this gone. I want days to come where I can talk to you and say, hey, I can close my channel because we don't need to do this anymore, you know? This is not fun. I mean, it can be fun at times if you guys, you get my point. It's not. And so people are using everything that's going on, how polarized people are and how politicized they are, and they're just taking advantage of everybody. And they're making it so polarized that everything comes down to this or that. So, of course, if you put reform in the picture, it becomes this or that. And people will tribalize around it anyway, regardless of whether they like it or not. Because people are so prepared to take the opposite stance. It's just where we are. And people know this, so they're taking advantage of us being in this highly charged state. Reform's all we got, fucking beating the left. And that's what we're doing. And in fairness, it's your only choice. It's the only rational choice. But is that the democracy then? Is that the democracy then? I mean, it hasn't happened yet, so I'm shouting before I'm hurt. But that we sort of line up general elections so that, I don't know. It's not like other general elections. Like, if this happens, I don't think we get to come back from here. Forget all this saving the world and saving the country bullshit. Yeah, that's the sort of thing the left says. It's too grandiose. I'm just talking about in general, to reverse the political effects of what's been done to our country may already be too late. But we hope. And before I can even think about coming back to this channel or offering any hope, which there is, it's there, I need to just point out the fact that there's some really good people out there. There's also some people out there that are just monetizing your misery, monetizing your anger. And those people are not always the people you expect. Like, the obvious ones are obvious. Therefore, no further investigation needed, Your Honour. But everybody else, like, they're all in on it. Like I said in a video previously, when events go on like the one that's going on now, everybody makes off the back of it. Everybody, whether that be the cafe over the road, whether it be the Express, the Daily Express, no matter who it is, everybody, left, centre, right, makes off the back of it. Whether they are part of it, whether they hate it, whether they love it, it makes no difference the amount of capital that can be made from talking about it. That's just a fact. You can hate them and sell burgers outside and you're going to make money off it. And that's fine. That's actually fine. That's capitalism at work, baby. You know what I mean? That's fine. What's not fine is monetizing misery with absolutely no plan to move forward, with absolutely no cohesion. I'll tell you what, I'm going to break a habit of a lifetime in this video. I can't believe I'm going to say this. We do need unity. Not the fucking mushy kumbaya shit that we're being offered. I think the centre needs to come out as centre and just say what they are. Yeah? So that we can have honest conversations instead of this bullshit that we've been having. Right? Because maybe we do need the centre. Fine. Then the centre should say what they are. Say what their politics are. See if there's anywhere we can compromise or not. Instead of the bullshit of infiltration. Right? That does not breed trust. And the centre left, sorry, no. So, no. Here. Now. Good. Yeah, it doesn't breed trust. So, This is why I haven't got time for people playing stupid fucking games. Look, we all do stuff that's a bit off base, and I'm not. See, there'd always be some. I'd like to say if the cap fits, but at the moment everybody's paranoid. So you know, if you're not monetized, then you can't be part of this, right? So for a start, don't include yourselves. It's not just that. Work it out. Just work it out. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is everything's so fucking obvious when you look about and you realise what's going on. And I've been watching for a while. And, well, you know I have. And I'm sick of this fucking goat herding. Like, we the people do not have minds of our own. And for some reason, and I'm not a hypocrite here, because I never would try and tell you what to do or think. The only thing I'd encourage is critical thinking, but that's up to you. But the idea that a YouTuber knows it better than you and should be telling you what to do, how to act, how to carry yourself, how to behave, how to talk, how to be. Well, you're the fucking social services now. That's what I'm seeing. Like these. I'm not talking about UTK because I'm nothing to do with going this year. Last year I went. This year, so I'm talking about in general across the board. With everything I've seen, say in the last, I don't know, 15 months. 15 months maybe. Not everything falls into this category, but the category of everything you're feeling almost like a theme park, prearranged theme park mode. You know, I don't know, it's really hard to explain unless you're there with the camera. But I remember at demos there was always tension. Real tension. And whilst the players are still there, like, I don't know. Like, didn't you wonder why I didn't get a buzz for the going back to those last few? And talk about the smaller ones. The smaller ones are normally where you get the high attention, to be honest. It kind of wasn't, you know, from a few people it was, but it kind of wasn't there. And I don't know. I worry that the people are losing belief. And I worry that all these stupid... I mean, again, this is YouTube. This is social media. This doesn't speak for the wider public. Thank fuck. But I worry that just apathy and disillusionment is going to kill the right. And a sense of victory and bloodlust is going to fuel the left into power. At which point, honestly, we're fucked. We are truly fucked. You know, again, I'm no fucking Nostradamus, but you know, you find me an economic forecast. You find me anybody that looks at that period as a period of upgrowth. You know, doesn't exist. So, I don't know what to say yet. But what I will say is, when I say unite, some things are incompatible, and they always will be. And there's nothing you can do about that. And we certainly shouldn't compromise on certain principles that mean everything. Ever. And people, if they want to be with us, should not be subversive about who they are. If we can get over those things, maybe we can create a voting bloc. Maybe we'll have different reasons for voting, but nevertheless. But who's that voting bloc going to be for? Because if it's for the reform, what's the fucking point? The only reason to vote for reform is because it's better than the Greens. Great. What a great chess move. Here's the point that people may not be thinking about, although I'm sure they are. Here's the counterpoint. Starmer stays in power. What does that prove? I've been got in trouble twice now for saying this word on this channel, so he's a dick and a tater. And we will find out that truth or not soon, won't we? And if he is, we've got another kind of problem. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Except I believe that to be false. I believe that, and I could be wrong, but I believe that from, and again, I'll see your comments, I'll come to them in a sec. I believe that from seeing your comments. I believe that from seeing some of them anyway. You know, it's like, I believe that from seeing some of the genuinely worried, speaking to the genuinely worried mothers, especially single mothers who are terrified, from talking to a lot of people and seeing a lot of responses, I'm seeing a tiredness in other people as well, which could turn into voting apathy, by the way, but a tiredness of, maybe it's this goat herding, I don't know. Maybe it's just of the, you gotta hate the Jews or you gotta hate the Islamists, but you can't hold them all to account. Oh, no. Go. But you can't hold them all to account. And so why wouldn't you want to hold everybody that is responsible for problems in your country to account? I had a fallout with AI, let's call it, this morning, in which, and there were people who will say it's AI sycophancy, it told you the answer. Yeah, I fully accept that, but I also accept my own knowledge and trust that I've probably got an answer that's true. And that was that I talked about a lot of things which I'll reveal at another point, but they need to be fact checked. But I talked to it about the people who were Jewish who'd just been attacked. And I said, why was it that since 2021, the threat level had stayed at substantial, in spite of the year 2025 being exactly the year of blood I predicted it was. And the reason I say I predicted it was is because even somebody like me could have predicted it, yeah? And yet they didn't raise the threat level. So in all those years, I never raised it. And now, after an attack on English Jewish people, the threat level is raised. Do you see why this raises tensions and gives ammunition to the people that want to hate on all Jews? Do you see why it gives ammunition to the enemies of those people? It doesn't help. And here, let me explain why. So you may be thinking, well, Tom, you've just made a big leap of... just hear me out. I've got no problem with the fucking Jews. That's why people hate me. So when I'm talking to this thing, thrashing out, getting past the corporate shit, you know, just the usual answers you would expect. And then we cut to it, and I just said, look, and I talked about the dates of the threat level, and I said, no, that was it, sorry, the second from last thing it said was, the reason that the threat level has been raised is because of the particular group that it was, the name of them, and it said, and the fact that it was a premeditated, calculated attack, whereas the government have been hiding behind mental health and the fact that these other people couldn't be directly linked, and they seem to be lone agents. Whether they were or not, that's how the government were treating it, and that's how they were getting away with it. That was what it was saying. Still being a bit corporate. And I just said, look, remember it's a probability engine, would the threat level have been raised if it was a purely straight white Englishman? I had not preconditioned it for this answer. And it said, no, the threat level would have remained at substantial. So I said, you're telling me, because it was a protected group of people, and not just the average British citizen, that that's why the threat level has been higher. And it said probably Probabilistically, 98% yes. Because of the PR nightmare, of the pressure from the Saudi and the Americans, instant pressure, they would have to do something about it. Like, wow. So the year of 2025, the year of blood, they did nothing about it. Why did they do nothing about it during the year of blood? Sorry, I call it the year of blood, yeah? No. Anyway, and it said, because it was manageable. They kept downsizing it, and they kept managing it, because, and listen to this, because I memorized this, because of one simple fact, because to acknowledge it would have meant having to take actions that would have been considered politically incorrect and would have cost a fortune. It didn't specify how much. Would have cost a fortune, an absolute fortune for the British government. And that's just, I think that's roughly as far as we got, because again, in out. And again, like, that is no disrespect to the people that got fucking stabbed. Yeah, it's like, it's not their fault that you know, they're being targeted. It's like the people on Bondi Beach. I mean, they were there to be on a beach. It's not these people's fault that they're being targeted. You know, so I'm not even going there. But at the same time, we have to understand that these other people, you know, consider them to be military targets, and you know, that is a result of what's going on in the Middle East. But yeah, so but more to the point that I'm trying to illustrate here is British citizens always come last. British citizens always come last. Doesn't matter how many of you get knifed or whatever else, until another foreign power puts their oar in and says, oi, fucking do something about that. Doesn't matter. They contain it, they hide it, they spin it, mental health, this, that. But then they acknowledge it the moment that it is, they even acknowledge the terrorist group name by name, the moment that it breaches foreign interests. Now, whose streets? Now do you see why I'm pissed off? They ain't ours no more. And everybody's like, not everybody, so many people are either on this mission of, oh, we're going to succeed and easy, or they want to, they're talking about ideals that are nothing to do with this country. If you love Germany, they're great. We're in a mess. We do need to be unified, but we've got to realise this, just like the left, there's a few mouths from the far right that tend to make a lot of noise that mean nothing. Yeah, make a lot of noise but actually say nothing. The far left does the same thing. So what you've got to do, you've got to treat it like taking an average. You've got to cut out the extremes and just focus on the average. That doesn't put you in the centre ground. It just takes away the fucking ridiculousness. Because we've got to start taking both our politics and our street and our community fucking seriously now. And I'm fucked off for saying it. Because these grifters, all of them, grifters, are looking to monetize your misery. Right? I've got no problem with making money. I've told you, capitalism, I believe in it. But the moment you go off script, and what I mean by off script is the moment you don't sell what you're putting on the tin, then what does that become? That's what I'm trying to tell you. And like, again, if you're centered, just say you're centered. Okay, people will accept it. Jesus Christ, we're not that hateful. My God. Hateful of subversion, hateful of lies. I'm tired of it all. I really am. Because like I say, you know, I've had some shitty things done to me by the left. I really have. But I'll tell you what, worse done to me by the right by far. And same for other people. And it is just, it's awful. It's awful. don't get me wrong, I know sometimes some of us lower ourselves to making videos about each other. I've done it, you know, and we lower ourselves to that. I get it. But that's as far as it goes between most of those people involved in that. You know, they wouldn't go further than making a video. That's it. Because guess what? They're not fucking career scum. But there are other people that would go every single way to ruin somebody for things they don't even know are true. They just think the circumstantial evidence lines up. You know, whilst that does make all of us suspicious about anybody or anything, you've got to have proof. If you believe in a legal system that they've now destroyed, but if you believe in what it's supposed to stand for, then you should believe in all of that, right? And if you're going to come out with a load of evidence towards anybody, to me, anybody, then make sure it's evidence and not just opinion. Again, post-truth age, guys, post-truth age. Whatever anybody says that's popular wins the race. Problem is, popular didn't build power stations. Popular didn't create the microchip, did it? I'm being serious. You think I'm fucking about or being sarcastic? I am not joking. If you think DEI was damaging, wait until you see what popular gets us. Look at the fucking maggots in America that are becoming famous off of social media now. Like, some of them literally don't have a brain cell, are the scum of society, and are getting popular because they're the scum of society and they're worth laughing at. They are worth laughing at. It's like, Jesus Christ, how do you get that fucked up? They're a spectacle. But the only people that don't understand that they're a spectacle is them. The end of empires thing is not a apocalyptic kind of, oh, you know, because everybody in every age says, oh, well, you know, the world's coming to an end. But, I mean, seriously, do you think we can seriously survive much longer going the way that we're going? Bear in mind, most species have lived on Earth 10 times longer than we have. Like, we're newcomers, right? Does anybody think that we can carry on the way we're going? At least before, what used to happen, it used to happen in certain parts of the world. These empires would crumble and fall. We've made a kind of world empire because of the fact the economy spread across it. Everything spread across it. So the Western world is falling. We all know it. We can all feel it. We all almost want to take that glass of wine and kind of mourn it. But if there's any hope of winning it or keeping some of it, we need to stop fucking around and playing games. If there's anybody out there that still fucking cares, we need to fight for it. And I know not many out there do really care. Not in terms of creatism. That some do. And I will be giving you all a shout out again, because you've all done the same for me, and I will do it for you. I'm not in the mood right now, but I will, guys, yeah? You've all done me a solid. And there's also another one as well, and this one I will shout out because I always forget him, and that's Scouse Down South, because I always forget to say his name. He's a brilliant bloke, and he deserves a shout out, because he's fantastic. But all of you that have, I will, like I say, keep giving you shout outs. You've done, you know, you've been done right by me, and I won't forget that. I'll never forget that. I'm particularly just having a go at people that are just monetizing misery, don't care whether the country moves forward, don't give a fuck whether we survive or not, don't care about you, don't care about your kids. Jesus Christ. I honestly, they call everybody else narcissists and sociopaths, but I look at them and I think, do you have any empathy about you? Do you have any empathy? Do you have any kindness about you? Because those are British traits too, you know. Do you have anything inside you other than the bile, the vitriol? And if all that's for money, then what do you stand for? What do you stand for? I'd rather be broke for the rest of my life and at least now I try to make the right decisions. That's why I don't know if I want to do this. I really don't, because again, people got to pull their shit together. And you know, I'm Why would you want to take the risk every day of walking around worrying about your own side, putting a knife in your back when you're trying to fight against other people? I can't fight. You know, imagine being in a Roman legion. Imagine being a Roman legion. You've got all that fucking discipline, and you've got to look ahead. Right, when the battle does come to you, you've got a fucking forget what's it called? Is it ludus or whatever it is? So it's a very, very small sword. So you are at killing range, like this, and someone's standing behind you, waiting to put a knife in your back. What do you think is going to happen? You know, and I just feel a bit like many of us are in that position right now. And so I submit to you before I make any more videos, because I need, you know, as you know, I've got stuff going on, busy, so I'm not able to sit down and make the videos I'd like to make, although some of them have been recorded, or one has been recorded, to be quite honest. At the same time, I feel like I need to get this out before I can move on and do something a little bit more hopeful, because I just, you know, nobody's going to listen to me anyway, but it gets it out, and I just think we need to realise what's happening, and that is people are trying to shit on hope, people are trying to encourage fear, people are monetizing misery, and they don't give a fuck about you. Me, it's ironic, isn't it? Isn't it? The guy that prefers to be alone, that likes to be left the fuck alone, just with his dog, doesn't really like being surrounded by people, doesn't like too many people around, generally speaking, does care. Crazy. But I do care about my fellow man. I always have, you know, it's just in me. I do care. I don't want other people to suffer. I don't want other people to suffer. And that is what's coming. It's already happened. I've seen some of those suffering, you know. And there's going to be more of it. So much more. And like, whatever anybody says, there was a couple of people I saw up close and seen the damage that it done. Like really, you know, and it's like, no, I don't know. It's all just a game. It's all just a fucking game. Till it ends up on your fucking doorstep, which your daughter or whatever else. Somehow we need to fucking be holding Israel to account. Certainly we need to get Islam out of our country completely. America, we need to rework things with America. China. Saudi. Oh, you know, so many places that it, you know, again, we're in deep trouble. We're in deep trouble. But lack of acknowledgement of that fact. Everybody knows it, by the way. This is not secret. This is not conspiracy theory. The banks know it. The politicians know it. Why do you think the fucking Europe has just swung the way it swung? Like that is either a really bold strategy to like do a crusade, or it's a fucking death roll. And I haven't worked out which it is yet. I truly don't know. It's even going to be considered the moment of brilliance where Europe finally woke up, or it's going to be too little too late and they just rolled over and died. Yeah, you know. Ironically, Europe may end up being the saviour of Britain. Wouldn't that be an irony? After everything we've been through. Come here. But I don't know. Anyway, remember, I'm only seeing a third of your comments, or thereabouts. It depends what it feeds me. Let me read backwards. Hey Spawn. Hey Missy Moon. Restore and refuse Friends of Israel, which is awesome. Yeah, that's where we need to start. But by refusing Friends of Israel, there are consequences. Now, Rupert's prepared to face those consequences. That's really good news, Capricorn. He's telling the WEF the same thing, I believe. So this is exactly what we need. The problem is that how many people really understand this fully and realise that he's the only guy saying it who's got a chance? Yeah, they do become tiresome to deal with, but, and I don't mean that disrespectfully towards people. I consider the fault to be within me. Like me getting tired of being around people and not liking to be around people. I don't consider that to be a fault in them. I consider that to be a fault in me. Nobody's an island. I do need people, and I love people, and I love the people in my life, and like all from my life, my relationships are different. Like that person, if I'm letting them in close, will be like probably around me a lot of the time because I've let them in that bubble. Do you know what I mean? But everybody else is on the outside of the bubble. So yeah, it's just the way I am, you know. Sorry, just going through the comments, guys. So, you know, I hope, again, I'm not looking to send subscribers away. You know, I want to grow, but I'm not fucking bowing to any ideology except the traditional right-wing traditions that we've got, that we're protecting this country and keeping the traditional values alive until they were infiltrated and fucked over. We've got to break the machine, I agree. No, I haven't just noticed it, I'm just, what's the word? For the second time recently, telling people, because I can't make videos that aren't sincere. And if I make any more, for instance, I've been trying to figure out for the last couple of days what to make a video about. Not because I didn't have ideas, but because all of them were like this. And I didn't want to be miserable. I wanted to offer hope. But I'm not going to go on and sing Restore's praises whilst I feel like people are self-destructing, self-sabotaging, fucking things up for everybody and whatever else. You know, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Yeah, and we're not. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people thought they were Islam proof. That's actually quite well said. Like America does now. America still thinks it is now. I know. Yeah, court is the enemy now. I know. I was more referring to what it used to be or what it's supposed to be for. You know. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate all of you. Yeah. Trying to catch up with you guys. Wow, a lot of comments. Appreciate it. But we got to realise, like, so if you got anybody from Islam saying that they own our country, what they got to realise is actually, when it comes to ownership of this country, what Israel have done is they've embedded themselves in this country in a far, far greater way than Islam have done. Islam have got the streets. Whereas Israel have embedded political power, so they can manipulate things, including ejecting all of you. So they can laugh up all they want, but the power balance is far from fixed. And that war is being fought on our territory as we speak. And that annoyed me. Someone the other day, and they're a good person. I'm not going to name them because they didn't mean any harm. They just thought I was having got different people than I was. But I was trying to say this the other day, and you know, if somebody comes on like I'm attacking the Jews. If I attack Israel, I'm attacking them. If I attack Zionists, I'm attacking hardcore Zionism. Yeah, hardcore Zionism. I'm not attacking the Jews, and I refuse to keep playing this game of every time I say Israel, you say Jews. If you want to say Jews, that's on you. Hey, whoever did that, is that not going to come up for me? Hey you, oh bless you. Thank you. That's really, really kind of you. Is that Sheila? Sheila or Shelley Miller? I can't see what she is from here. Sheila Miller, yeah? Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. It's really, really kind of you. Hey, wake up. Good to see you. Hope you're alright, mate. I'm tired, mate. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this shit. Yeah, Tina, I hear you. I hear you. I just think they're gonna. If Restore's the party, they're gonna shit on Restore. If Restore needs to merge with someone, fine. Let them merge with someone. Whatever. There's 3 years to go. But I just think that for the first time, even I'm saying unite, but not in the way that people think. I'm not saying ram together people that are incompatible or give away your beliefs. Not at all. I'm saying that we are a fucking rabble mess. And the first thing we need to do is start ignoring the people that are not helping. And if you think that's me, that's fine. Do you know what? I would take that judgment if it meant people were critically thinking and fucking sealing out the people they thought were doing no good for the country. You know? I would take that happily if it meant they were doing it to others. You know? Because that's what it comes down to, making good choices. There ain't many being offered. You know? Just when you get all the answers, they change the fucking questions, and that's the problem. That's the fucking problem. Getting a step ahead of these bastards for once. I don't suppose anybody's looked in a way of getting out of the fucking... is there any way of getting out of an election that we could create? Probably not. Anyway, look, the reason I talk about walking away is more because of the treachery of people on our own side, and the monetization of fear and things like that. You know, it's like me. I've got a. My channel's not going to be a fast grower, and I don't want it to be. I do not want to create a bubble. Bubbles burst. So I think and this is not a moan, right? I don't give a fuck. But the point of it is, I think it's, you look on Social Blade, it will show you, I think it's estimated to earn something like $180 in a year. And I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay with that. But the point of it is, people will think what they think, and think that we're living in a life of luxury, and it fucks me off because they've got no fucking idea. The fact of it is, unless I make that channel massive, it ain't gonna make a shit of difference to my average day, you know. And I don't mean that ungratefully. I don't mean that in any other way. All I'm trying to say is, like, people just, it's pure blind jealousy, because I say blind because if they looked it up, they'd see. You see it on Social Blade. If you look it up, you see it. You see, it's not hard to find. You can't hide it. You can't hide it. So, like, you make your own decisions. Like people deleting all their content and then, yeah, cleaning the sin and the crime. But yeah, if you do that on YouTube, I tried that on YouTube, and if you make all your videos private, they're still technically on YouTube, and still YouTube can fuck with you. If you didn't know that. So as long as it's on their platform, they can review any video they want. Bastards. Anyway, by the way, I found that out the other day when I was looking at the things you can and can't do on YouTube. Slagging off YouTube is actually not a problem. They don't mind it. They know everybody hates them, so they've just accepted it's part of YouTube life. So they're actually not strict on you slagging them off. Amazing. It happens. It happens. And yeah, and what we've got to remember as well is, like, I don't like centre politics anymore, but far right politics is the same as far left politics. They do meet in the middle, you know. They do it in the middle. This has been proven before. And the reason why I refuse to hate an entire race for anything by the way. Even like when you've got the onion of Islam. One is because the anecdotal. I've met people that don't give a fuck about Allah or anything else. But two, like, there's scientists like Heisenberg, and the theories have been proven true again and again and again and again, and yet to be broken. And there's like probably a 10% rate. There'd be a minimum of 10% of people who'd be brought up in an Islamic country who would not fit that system, who could not fit that system, who would not be able to be a part of that system. That's just the way that it works, and as a result, maybe horrible things will happen to them. But it's the same as why you've got people, you know, there's X% of people that don't fit in our system, and they're not even savvy enough to work in the military. And I say even, you know what I mean, in certain jobs in the military that some might consider easy, and actually they're not for these people. And that is, you know, Heisenberg's rules applied to all of this. So that's why when I say you can never judge an entire race, that's why. It's a scientific reasoning. It's not because I feel it. It's because fucking Heisenberg's proven this theory over and over again about systems and copying and you know. And sometimes I think people think my judgments just all come from the heart. So no, there's some reasons why I have some of the opinions I do. They're not just, yeah, I have feelings, of course I do. But they're not just built on a foundation of feelings. What mood I woke up that day. Maybe the presentation is. But I think I've got it off my chest. I don't know how much charge I've got. Let me just have a look. Oh, okay, we're doing alright. How are you all anyway? Because I'm just done. Yeah, YouTuber gay. They are, aren't they? Gay. YouTuber gay. Yeah, Capricorn's right. But if I don't come out and say the obvious, I'm going to explode, because I can't just pretend everything's okay. We're a fucking mess. And she's right, we do need to stay the course, but we need to get people to fucking buck up their ideas or get the fuck out. You know? And I'm being totally serious. I'm not talking about big names, I'm talking about anybody. Anybody that thinks this is still a fucking game. You know? Sorry, kick the fuck out. Listen to me. I don't mean it the way it's coming out. It's just that I'm using the language of someone who's just a little bit wound up. All I mean by that is that we should be going with, is a better way of putting it, going with people offering solutions, real solutions, no matter how risky or awkward that might make our lives in the future. We should be going with risk and reward over head in sand status quo, or worse, because that's all of our options. Name another one other than the Green Party. Name another option. I hope so, mate. I hope we do. Heineken rules. Fucking idiot. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, there's a Muslim going up the road, and fucking don't know the first thing about it. Like, calling him Muslim is almost unfair. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know if he identifies with being Muslim anymore. Since they were cut off from the hive, it's like there's a hive mind, man. If they get cut off from the hive, you think I'm joking? I need to investigate this, because there may be something to this. I'm being totally serious. I can prove to you they've been cut off from an area. And no, not all Muslims are the same. Again, please don't think I'm monolithing here. I'm just I'm generalizing, but for a purpose, to illustrate something in my head. So, whilst there was a system of feeding people to this place, there was a system of domination happening for some reason. And when that, for some reason, was either accidentally or deliberately switched off, those people became isolated. Some of them, unfortunately, went to prison. I don't know what for. Some of them still practicing, I'd say, but quite quietly. Some of them are just completely like non-practicing Christians, just couldn't give a fuck, and are actually some of the funniest people around here. But that's another whole story. They're just funny because they're funny, but and they're really cool guys, you know. So I don't think they got a bit of radical in them, if that makes sense. I really don't. Like, fuck the kid. These guys don't have radical in them. They're too nice. They're too, yeah. And they're too, yeah. Nobody's getting inside their heads, if you know what I mean. So yeah, you know, but like I say, that tap was turned off by somebody, and then the councils are all going to be, or looks like the councils are all going to be brought here anyway, so all that will stop, and that'll be reversed again. So whoever did that saved some time, but hive mind, yeah, it is, man, it is. It's like the Bethnal Green girls, like, it had to be parents, schools, other buildings, in order for that to have been true. Oh, definitely divide and conquer. The thing is, though, divide and conquer is what this government has done to its own country successfully for 500 years, and they're very good at it. I fear that they'll divide and conquer us first before we've stood up to anybody else. That's what I mean. We need to be self-reliant much more and rely on governments less, because they do have a really good record of splitting us. When I say really good record, I mean almost 100%. People going about the Peasants' Revolt. It was thwarted, and then they were fucking thrashed and beaten and killed because they knew how to play us. And everything has been the same all the way up to this fuel strike. They know how to play us. They know that betrayal always works and sends people into frenzy. They know how to handle crowds. And they've been doing it for 500 years, and we need to figure out how not to fall for the same shit over and over and over again, because we do. And we got to, like, take our pride away a little bit, take your ego away a little bit, look at the mistakes we've made, and then answer for them. Go! So, anyway, I should get off of here. But I'm sorry for my lack of hope I'm sorry for my lack of my normal delivery, or there's a lot more I would have wanted to say, but calling individuals out for actions, again, that I may have circumstantial evidence for or whatever else, just makes me as bad, doesn't it? And also, it's not really the individual that I want to poke at, because it's the whole pit. And I'm not talking just our movement, I'm talking the whole fucking YouTube world, as well as the whole social media world, as well as possible real world. So how do you pick when you've got so many cunts to pick from? I choose not to. 8 billion. 8 billion cunts. Sorry. Nothing cynical about me today. I'm sorry, but there's only so much fucking bullshit I can have on my plate before I end up throwing up, yeah? And I just feel like I've been fed so much shit recently from all sides. Oh, I'm doing this for the good of the country. I'm doing this for the good of the people. Oh, fuck off. Sorry. And that's why I might as well leave, because they'll take me out first, you know. They'll take me out first. Why? Because I'm telling you the truth. When have you ever known anybody to tell the truth make it? When have you? So I won't be around long. So yeah, you know, I don't know. Anyway, listen, it's a sort of beautiful day. There's a big dip in the weather where it's like summer's not really coming. Not summer, not like we had last year. It's better, it's nice, it's spring, it feels nice. But that kind of summer, yeah, you need to be waiting until about the 22nd-ish of May before we kind of start looking at anything, getting anything better. That sucks. Wish I could afford a holiday, but I can't. But that sucks. Sort of year I'd go on holiday if I could afford it. Do you know what I mean? But probably the same as you, right? I'd hate going away and I find out there's a heat wave at home. So, sort of year you'd want to go away when it's shit, but never mind. Anyway, I do thank you for joining me. Let me have just a quick look. If there's anything I missed. Do you know what? I just realised I've been squinting this whole time. My glasses are in my pocket. Fucking idiot. It's where we're at, Tom. The reality of it all. Yeah. And do you know what? I've been holding this reality close to my chest. Knowing that other people knew it, but knowing that some don't. And again, as I said, for the second time, opening up about it, but a bit more this time. And just that, I say reality, it's my reality, it's how I'm seeing things. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I need to be corrected on things. You know, not everything I've got in view is a perfect match yet. Some things are still blurry. I don't have a perfect fix on the truth. Nobody does. But I do have a perfect fix on bullshit because it's bullshit. It fits an artificial fucking pattern. Too convenient, too much that you need a right angle there, it just happens to right angle. You know, nature isn't like that. People are. I'm tired of seeing it everywhere. I really am. I can't turn on YouTube now. And now you've got these fucking AI fucking patterns everywhere. It's worse for me than it ever was. I turn on YouTube now, and not only am I inundated with the patterns from the fucking engine that used to be there before, now I've got the fucking now that I've got an AI engine there and other things that I can see working, jerking, doing their thing, and that makes my mind go, what are you doing? And half the time I'm not wrong. I hate it. I miss the days we just sit down, release a video, and not worry about all that. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Trying to make it on YouTube, you know, I wouldn't give a bucket piss for my chances, except for the fact that I'm prepared to try hard, well, you know, and the fact that I know, like, people can say things, but they've never been tested. So it's easy to say stuff that you've not been tested on. But people have tried to buy me out multiple times now and failed every time. So I say with confidence I can't be bought out. Because I've been battle tested where that's concerned. And again, no. So where does that leave me? I don't know. I truly don't. But I'm certainly no fence sitter. If anything, I'm riding on a razor's edge. And the razor's edge might just be truth. It's certainly the space between the ideologies and the agendas. Probably more the agendas. It's the space between everyone's agenda where you can just look with some kind of clarity and say this is all fucked up. It's always big people making decisions for the poor, and I'm sick of it. Fucked a lot of them. So I don't know about you, but ultimately, no action taken by any individual in this country in the last, I don't know how long, has made a shit of a difference to our quality of life in terms of upwards. It's continued to deteriorate. Something needs to be done. A national emergency should be declared. And they know it too. And they know it. But they won't do it because they fear what will happen afterwards, because they actually haven't got a plan to fix it. There's so many emergencies waiting to go off. That's the thing. It's not just one. We are a fucking... We are waiting to go up in smoke. So, yeah, there's so much to be done. I'm not saying it will happen, by the way. I'm saying there's just so much there that could go. It's not just the Labour Party. All governments sit on these problems and pretend they don't exist, so that you're not worried. Meaning they're not thrown out. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if anything I've said today makes any sense to anybody, please give me a like. If it doesn't, no problem. But thank you, I appreciate that. To the new people as well, I can't read your name, but you said good stream, Tom. Thank you to everybody that's come on. New names, old names. I'm sorry, I haven't put my glasses on because I'm a twat. Yeah, no, thank you all. Thank you to my mods, as always, brilliant, as always. Good to see you, Wake Up UK. Go to Wake Up UK if they're still on YouTube, I don't know. If not, go to wakeupuk.net and give them a try out as well, because they've been going a long time, probably longer than most. And yeah, I've never wavered. So, you know, another patriot that has never given up. So I think longevity does mean something in this movement of especially now, of fly-by-night people that are just looking to make a quick buck and leave. Wake Up UK has been there a long time. So, you know, same as people like Super J, other people. So, shout out wakeupuk.net. Right. Thanks so much for joining me. Because you've been so good, I'm going to annoy you with another version of my intro.
Britannia!
Hey, don't look so sad. Yeah, I know the world is going mad.
You want civil war, but you lack conviction.
Okay, vote for Starman. Never been intimidated by something you haven't done.
Give me a thumbs up, you bastards!
You got me, you got you. Don't feel alone. Never feel you.
It's not just you. It's not just you. It's not just. Oh, it's not just you. Oh.
We have an army
of morons.
We are the people, and we
Command a war, but don't be a cunt.
We have a heart. We have a head.
Kill everyone on the road.
I'm having a ball!
They make a course correction for
You, Mr. Roscoe.
My name is Owen Jones, a renowned drama queen, pseudo-intellectual and champagne socialist.
Marxist shites with blood on them. It's 100 up there, but for them it's okay. They went to uni, studied home economics. Yeah, that will save the day. They will say we never heard a fly, and you can't call it a lie. They never laid a hand, they never took the land. They just let the people starve in a slave state. They laid others who got to work too late. Utopia. Utopia. The prison for the mind. An excuse to make slaves. Utopia. A fictitious state. Freedom enforced.
Ladies!